really quick kind of needed tutorial. So I know a lot of people may not be into makeup as much, or maybe you are super busy and you just don't have a lot of time to get ready in the mornings, or maybe you're a mom and you have to pay attention to your child more than you do yourself sometimes. Maybe you get up super early for work and you just don't have the time to spend on your face every day. I want to bring to you a really quick, easy, simple, like do it and go tutorial for every day. You can do this basically all year round, and you'll need very few things because I know not everybody has a huge makeup collection or supply of things. So this uses minimal brushes and minimal products, but you get a really nice result, and you can still do your makeup and not spend a ton of time on it and look good and presentable for the day, and like you did spend time on your makeup. So I'm going to bring it to you. These are all things you can find at the drugstore as always. Let's get to it. So I'm filming on a new camera, and I really hope you guys can see the quality, because in my viewfinder, which I now have a viewfinder, it's pretty awesome. Got my coffee here, because this is really me getting ready in the morning. That's why my face is naked. Okay, please don't mind my brows. They're struggling, and it's for a reason. It's for you guys. I sacrifice so I can do a brow routine for you. Okay, so the first product I'm using is my Wet n Wild primer. And Take on the Day. It's from Fergie. This primer's awesome and amazing and glue-like. Apply it all over my eyeball. I'm using my viewfinder as a mirror, so bear with me. I don't have a mirror here. I'm going to use well, technically two, but it's in one brush form. Eye brush for this look. I'm using two different shadows. So this brush that I'm using is a double-ended brush. I bought it at Walgreens. One side that is a flat, kind of fluffy brush, and the other side is a regular rounded. I hope you guys can see that okay. Palette that I'm using is the Avon palette that I've had for ages. Like, you can't even see the back of it because I've had it since high school. So probably needs to be thrown away, but I won't let it go. It's a highlight shade, a transition shade, which is good for your crease, a deep brown shade for your outer corner, and a lid color. So the two colors I'm going to be using are this color and this color today. This is like a bronzy color. So you could basically go to the drugstore and find any palette that has 4 shades in this similar grouping. Whatever colors you prefer. I mean, if you want to wear blue every day, like, go for it. That's power to you. Power to you. I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and in this light brown shade, which doesn't look light brown, but I promise you it's a light brown, I'm going to swirl it. And then on the crease of my eye, I'm going to do, please focus, windshield wiper motions just in this crease right here. And if you feel like you need it blended, you can use your finger. Blend that out with your finger, y'all. You don't need fancy brushes all the time. If you just have time to use your fingers and like swipe it along, do it. Swipe. Like, it doesn't have to be super fancy every day. I understand that we all don't have time in the morning to sit there for an hour and do our makeup. That's not really realistic. That's not the real world. So you can see the little bit of dimension that we have going on in our crease. That's all you really need. So now I'm going to take this bronzy shade and the flat side of this brush, and I'm just going to dip it in and get a good amount of product onto my brush. And you're just going to sweep and pat. Like, I kind of do a combination of patting and sweeping along the lid. That's your eyeshadow. You could just stop there with your eyeshadow if you want to. When you put eyeliner in your waterline in the outer corners, which I'm going to do, it helps open up your eye a little bit more, and it will give your eyes a brighter effect. I'm just going to take my Perfect Point Covergirl eyeliner, which you also can tell is all worn off because I use it like every single day. If you're not comfortable doing this, don't do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I'm doing it, and I'm doing it well. It's a song, right? That's a song. So I'm going to put on my primer. I'm using the Hard Candy Primer, Sheer Envy Perfecting Primer. It's has a silicone-based primer, so this primer will fill in pores and lines, or blur them. It doesn't really actually fill them. It minimizes the appearance. You don't need a whole lot. And I'm going to apply that to the areas that I have a lot of problems, which is going to be my nose and my cheeks. And then I just kind of like spread it out all over the rest of my face because it will help keep your foundation in place longer. If you're finding that you're going through the day and your foundation is just kind of coming off, this will help you a lot. So I'm going to use a really easy foundation that I don't need any brush for. If you want to use your favorite foundation or whatever you have, go right ahead. Anymore, I'm just going to say this right up front. I don't think they make this foundation anymore, but you can get foundations that are similar. It's a whipped foundation. So I'm using the CoverGirl Clean Whipped Foundation. I just like this because it goes on smooth. It kind of covers up my pores a lot better too, and I don't have to use anything but my finger. It looks like this. I'm in the shade 305, which I think is like the lightest shade. So I just take some and I put it on my ring finger, and then I take all my fingers and I just smooth it out. I do a little bit more on my cheeks and around my nose, kind of as like a concealer, because I get a lot of redness there. A lot of women do. It's from hormones and that kind of thing. So I'm just going to add a little more here for a little extra coverage. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you're good with one layer, and that's fine, but it doesn't take long, so I just add a second one. I like to get up into the corners of my eyes because I have some darkness there. And there we go. Sometimes I'll just put some right underneath my brow bone, just what's left over on my finger. I didn't dip anymore, just to kind of cover up I have a lot of veins there, so I'll just cover up some of the veininess, and it kind of helps smooth out that eyeshadow a little bit too. There. Foundation. Done. I have to say I'm really sorry if you can hear fans. In New England, if you aren't aware, they don't use air conditioning in houses. Like, it's not a thing. If you have air conditioning, you're like super fancy. And so the fans are going in my parents' house. So sorry if you hear the fans, but what can you do? I have this e.l.f. blush in Mellow Mauve. It's a super pretty blush, but I just really like the way it looks. You can use whatever blush you want. I'm going to use a stipple brush. This is from Rite Aid. And I'm going to just dip it in there and blend it on my cheeks. I'm going to go right on my cheekbone, right here. Helps add a little dimension and color to your face. If you apply blush just to the apples of your cheeks right here, it will sink. If you look, raise, sink, raise, sink. So that can sometimes make you look older, and if you just apply it to the cheekbones and a little bit onto the apples, it gives you color without the risk of sagging. This is a really great blending brush. This is the Eco Tools, I think, Kabuki brush. It's a Kabuki brush. I don't know what the name of it is. It's Eco Tools. It's just a big fluffy brush that's really dense. It has a lot of fibers in it, and it's sorry for my chipped nails. It's really soft. It's really nice. I love Eco Tools. If you're looking for a good, really soft brush company, from the drugstore, Eco Tools is a great one. They might be a little more expensive for a drugstore brush, but so soft and nice and easy to work with that I really enjoy Eco Tools. So if you want, you can just blend around, and when you blend, do circular motions. So I do circular motions, blend that out until you're happy with it, happy with the color. when the pigmentation, if you feel like you don't have enough blush on, put a little bit more on. If you feel like you have too much, blend that sucker out until it's the way you want it. That's kind of how blush works. That's how anything works, right? Next, I'm going to do my brows, and I'm using this NYX Tinted Brow Mascara. Mine is in the shade Chocolate. This is like a good neutral taupey color. A little tiny spoolie on it, and I'm just going to sweep this on my brows. This is great because it gives your brows some color. It helps stand out, but see, it just does like a little bit. It gives a little bit of color, a little bit of definition, but it helps complete this side of the face. And that's why filling your brows is so important. Give your brows a little bit of love. They don't have to be perfect. A little bit of love in the morning. Look at that. Look how complete that looks. Done. So the last thing I'm going to do is curl my lashes. My Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Lash Mascara in waterproof to my lashes. I'm going to just spray with a setting spray. Today I'm using the Ulta Makeup Setting Spray. I don't like it, but they didn't have my setting spray in stock, so I'm just going to spray this on my face. This one's scented. Get some fan love. Get some fan love. Okay. And you can add chapstick, lipstick, lip gloss, whatever you want to do for your lips. I know on days that I have like clinical or things where I know I'm not going to be able to reapply a lot, I like to use like a tinted lip balm or some lip gloss, something that's really easy and I can just throw it on and I don't really need a mirror. And that's one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing a makeup look like this, is something, the door is moving, something super easy and simple, because we got a life, y'all. We gotta do stuff. We gotta get stuff done. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal lip gloss. I think it's like a liquid. I think they label it as a liquid lipstick. It's a lip gloss, y'all. It's a pigmented lip gloss. Okay. So this is this is what I'm using. It looks like this. Has this little color window, which is just actually plastic. It's like not actually in the tubing. And this is in the shade 101 Melody. Oh, Rose Melody. So sweet. And I'm just going to apply that on my lips. This adds a hint of color and not too much. Easy peasy. It is kind of thick though, but it kind of helps it stay longer. I'm done, y'all. You can adjust this however you want and whatever is comfortable for you, but this just gives you a good base makeup go-to. Like, anybody can do this. I promise you, you can do this, and it's not gonna, I mean, maybe one time you might fudge it a little bit, but after that, you'll be golden, good to go, set, done. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. It's super easy. It just proves that you don't need a ton of stuff to get a good everyday look. I mean, this looks presentable. Like, you can go to the office, you can go to work, you can go to run around and do errands, you can play with your baby, whatever. You can do this and it's super quick and simple. And my tutorial is long because I am giving you some more detail on it. But if you do this every day, it's going to take you like 5 or 10 minutes. And as always, you guys can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Nina Needs Makeup, all one word. And that's all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. And I love it. I love it. Yes. So, I was thinking of doing like a Makeup 101 series where I would go through different aspects of makeup and discuss them and talk about my favorite products and talk about the differences in different things, like foundations, brow fillers, mascara, blush, highlight, bronzing versus contouring, all that kind of stuff that it might seem kind of confusing, and when you look at it all in the store, you're like, what is all this? But just break it down for you and give you the lowdown and give you the 411 on it all. I can do that for you. So if you would like me to do that, just let me know in the comments below, and I can do that for you, because when you have short hair, you just cannot care. You cannot care. Short hair girls, give me the high five. Great job.